Well, by hook or by crook, somehow we managed to make this close and in doubt until the final seconds. Welcome to the Moohead Radio Cleveland Browns post-game show with the final score. The Cleveland Browns 3 points in the second half and the Tennessee Titans, do the math, 28 points in the second half. Yes, the Browns wound up being a few points better. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat this, and I'm not going to belittle the Browns, but I will say this, that this notion of every time we want to just put our foot down on somebody, we find a way to make these games far closer than they should be. There is no reason for that. And, I'm just not you can't be overjoyed when that game ended. Hi. Going on 4th and 1 instead of punting the ball away, the reason you're doing it is you're saying, well, they could block the punt and run it back all the way. And that's exactly what happened on the 4th and 1 sneak damn near. And the two biggest plays of this football game were made by Kareem Hunt. The two biggest plays. The rundowns to stop the guy from scoring the touchdown by playing 100% football. And the other one was on a 3rd and 12 where he was trapped in the backfield on a caught pass out of the backfield, spun away and got the first down, allowing the Browns to use more clock. If he hadn't have done that, the Titans would have won the game because they would have had more time. So, again, sometimes the small things do make a difference. And all of that glory in the first half fades when you're just playing on your heels. And again, it's irritating to see Myles Garrett jump off sides in a situation like that. It's me. I'm looking for my numbers. I want my award at the end of the year. That's not team football. And, he should look at somebody like Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt and see what it means to play team football. With that in mind, all right, and I'm done with the negativity, so you don't have to be concerned that that's all this program's going to be. But
well, great. Now the rest of us can pile on.
Yeah. Look, Brian Hibbs is saying we could have put fear in Pittsburgh and Baltimore, and it's like I'm all for it. If they don't think we can do it, the Titans didn't either. I'm all for it. Let them not be ready. The Titans figured and Vrabel figured we can play a half and beat the Browns. And he was almost right, but he wasn't right. So, what changed in the second half? Well, clearly, the Browns were playing defensively. And I don't mean on the defensive side of the ball. I mean on the offensive side of the ball. And they started out the second half not even in coverage. I don't know what they were doing. And the funny thing is that the Titans all but quit by throwing dink and dunk, used all their timeouts, ran the clock for us. The play where we got the interception should have been the ultimate backbreaker in this game because they used up all that clock to get that far down the field, and it came up with nothing. That should have been the end of the game. But, things go as things go. Ryan Tannehill threw for 389 yards, 29 of 45. Yes, a lot of them were in garbage time. Baker Mayfield at 334 yards, but that's only 44 yards of passing in the second half of the game. And Nick Chubb, 18 carries for 80 yards. Kareem Hunt, 14 for 33. The tale of two cities, this one, and I'm going to go over first, Tony, obviously you, why is this not letting me put that's weird. I don't want to remove somebody, and that's the only option it's giving me. It's not giving me the option to select somebody. That is, that's a glitch. Let me try this. Bronk, if I hang you up here, just ring back, would you please?
Okay, do it. Get rid of me.
Okay, there you go. Right, fine. But I can't full screen y'all, though. At any rate, let's start with Tony the Calf. Tony, you were COVID positive, and Bronk, get back on the air. Everything's fine. and you sat and you're still watching the outcome of your Vikings game. Is that game decided yet?
Let me.
No, it's an overtime.
Let me
Yeah, that's
stand
what
up
you need.
here and look. It's 24-24 with 5 minutes left in overtime.
Wow. So, what did you think, Tony? Give it in a nutshell.
I was impressed by the first half, and I was concerned by the second half. Everybody says, "Oh, let's put fear in the Jets fear in the Steelers and Ravens." But I mean, it shouldn't be about that. It should be just proving you can beat an opponent you can beat an opponent and crush their will. And I didn't see the Browns do that in the second half. They went too conservative on offense. They trusted Nick Chubb, which is the strength of their offense, Chubb and Hunt. And you saw the Titans were scoring. That first drive was, again, a minute and some change. They went right down the field and got a touchdown.
Yeah, but see, I would answer, on the other hand, this game should have been 41-21. If the game had ended up 41-21, then would you be saying the same thing?
No, I would not be.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, the Browns had too many penalties. If I were to look at something that I didn't like, you are the MVV, D-Cup. D-Cup is the MVV, most valuable viewer for his prognostication. The Browns would, quote, hang 40 on them and win. So, hey, and this is exactly where most of us are going to land. We won a game that we didn't think we were going to win, and that's a great thing. That's funny. That's funny. Browns went flaccid during the money shot. No, not really. The money shot is the W and the L, and we know who got that. Mr. Frisbee, Derek, your impressions.
Well, I'll start with the positives. I was very, very happy watching Baker in this game because, I mean, every day of the week, it's all about hating on Baker on every single sports media show. Go to any one of them. And this was his two birds up. Fuck you. This is why I'm the number one pick. And that I was thrilled because it's like what he did in that first half was amazing. The defense stepped up. They played. They know they're short-handed, but they didn't play like it. Second half, they come out, they play not to lose, run the ball way too much. Not that you shouldn't run the ball more, but I think they should have incorporated more play action off of that. And basically just play not to lose, and that's normally how you do end up losing in the end. So overall, I'm thrilled that we beat the Titans. I was expecting the opposite to happen. I was really expecting Henry to tear us up, and he didn't for the most part.
Taken out of the game, basically, because of the circumstance. Yeah.
But I was very – if you take out the crap at the end, and when I look at this from a big picture, that's what I'm going to do. I'm thrilled because, to me, I now can have a little bit more confidence when we go and play the Ravens on Monday Night Football, after watching that Ravens-Steelers game and then going on to the rest of the schedule. I don't want to look forward, but I think this game was just about, hey, prove it. I think Baker did. I think the coaching staff needs to prove to themselves and to us that they can complete a game.
Well, D-Cup is right here. Higgins had a catch that was thrown right on his numbers by Baker that would have moved the chains, that would have eaten up more clock, and none of these types of things would have happened. This is kind of like a dominoes series of things. And, again, allowing them a free half distance to the goal line with a meaningless offsides penalty by Myles Garrett, those types of things. The Browns had, 12 or 13 penalties in this game, and that's a lot. That's a lot, and that's way more than under the circumstances for a team that's ahead shouldn't be committing those types of mistakes. Let's and poor Jovan, he doesn't want to hear about the 4th and 1, the fumble, but he did fumble. So that Baker said he was down. He was not down, and I think he realized that once he looked up and saw the play in slow-mo that he, in fact, lost the ball.
Was that his only real bad play of the game?
Yes. I mean, realistically, he didn't do anything that would throw us into harm's way. And he did a ton of things, of course, in the first half that really led the team. And he was not given the opportunity in play calling to do anything in the second half of the game. And maybe that's part of the thing that is a little bit disappointing, too, is that, again, to get rid of the game manager label, at some point they got to let you make a play. And he, like I said, he did put the ball on Higgins' hands, and Higgins dropped it. So shit happens. Brian, what do you have to say about this?
I think he played an outstanding game overall. I mean, the penalties on defense are really what kind of put this game in jeopardy as far as securing a win. Some of the backups, 36 on the defensive backs. He actually did. He made some decent plays, but just happy to be 9-3.
Yeah, I mean, that's the bottom line. We've obviously crossed a hurdle that we didn't think we were going to, and at 9-3, if we play the season out, and the one thing you realize that from week to week, you just can't tell. One of the things before I get over to Hammer Time on this that I brought up on Monday was the Tennessee Titans' odd tendency to play lousy games against teams that they think they're better than. And that's been the case even in close wins early in the season. We pointed that out, that they gave up 30 points to the Jaguars and won 33-30. They went out and laid an egg the first time against Indianapolis thinking, well, we're just more strong. And they were playing the Browns of last year, and they, I can criticize them for what I have criticized the Browns for. To be fair, they didn't come out ready to play football at full speed, and they got torn in half. And that is what happens to teams that are not prepared and not ready physically, mentally, or game plan to get the job done. Now,
to their credit, they never quit playing, though.
Nobody is going to suggest that Vrabel is going to tolerate people quitting. But the fact of the matter is that,
But how many times have we seen the Browns in that similar situation and they just fucking lay down?
Yeah, but that was back
in the ass.
That's back then, and we can't say that now. What we can say, because the Browns have won many close games this year, some which shouldn't have been as close as they were. I look at the Tennessee Titans, and the question now is, who are the Tennessee Titans? They're not asking who the Cleveland Browns are. They're asking, who are the Titans when they're playing another 8-3 team, and they're 8-3, and this is an important game for the playoffs. Were they looking ahead? What were they doing? But they didn't come out ready to play football. And, when they said, well, what does this tell you about the Titans? And they're not as good as the Browns. That's what I would tell you. Based on the game today, with the exception of all those points that were scored in like a 55-second, 14 points in 55 seconds and whatever the hell it was, they're not as good as the Browns. That's what I can tell you today. And that their defense is not any good. And it's no wonder they gave up 30 points to the Jags and gave up as many points as they've given up this year. Their secondary blows chunks because we didn't have a game breaker, yet we made 2 game-breaking touchdown passes downfield with guys who are 4'6", 440 guys. You got it? Peoples-Jones is a 4.46 guy, and he was our blazer, and a 4.64 is what Higgins runs, and both got behind their defenders for important touchdown catches. So that's what I would tell you, who the Tennessee Titans are and who the Cleveland Browns are. They're 9-3, and now we're moving on with an opportunity, with a much better chance of making the playoffs now than we were a week ago. So that's what it is. And and again, Baker had a great game. The fumble at the end, he wanted to make sure he got the first down. The sad part of it is he'd already gotten the first down. If he had just not, tried to gain extra yardage, he just leaned into it and would have gotten it. But besides that, yeah, he played a really good game. The thing that bothers me is, we didn't give him a chance to finish out the game in one respect. We just told him to be the ultimate clock tender, and that's a hard way to win, especially when you exhaust your defense.
Well, look what he did in the first half. Imagine if he would have had a chance to do a little bit more in the second half. I mean, he had 4 touchdowns. And he could have had 5. He should have had 5.
All right, now Hammer time. What do you think?
I'm giddy that we won this game. Bronk and I were chatting at one point in time earlier, saying it looked like the Joe Montana 49ers, and it really did. The way they were moving the ball down the field, they were not stoppable. Everything they did, the defense shutting down Derrick Henry is huge. It's absolutely huge. And what they did with the rest of the game was dink and dunk and hand it to Ryan Tannehill, who finds spots in our fairly beat up secondary between both the safeties and the cornerbacks. He's going to find that. And he did a heck of a job. He did what he was supposed to do. So, you know what? It was a little too close for comfort, but I am thrilled. Baker played a remarkable game at one point in time. Like I said, the first half, 20-25. Even the second half, he started off, he was like 5 of 5 or 6 of 6 or something like that when they were actually throwing.
There's nothing you can hang on Baker in this.
No,
I mean,
it was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing. And it was just a situation of trying to be a little conservative and it coming back to bite you with a team that's really good. And that's the thing. They're not 8-4 because they suck. They're 8-4 because they're a pretty good team. So, you just can't do that. And we're not going to be able to do it against the powers. And that's the thing. We're not going to be able to do that against the Pittsburghs and the Baltimores and the whoever else when the playoffs.
Chiefs.
Oh my God, the playoffs.
Yeah.
I haven't had to care about football after December for a long, long time, other than maybe New Year's weekend with the Buckeyes. This is a beautiful thing, okay?
All right. Go ahead, Bronk.
Well, it's a sad day when Peter Alice passes away. I wanted to make a point of saying that our favorite golf commentator died suddenly. And the family said it was the black cow of death that was responsible.
Well, it's they said that it was unexpected at 89.
Totally unexpected death.
Yeah,
At 89. I'm sorry, at 89, the death is never unexpected. Okay,
and I think the implication was, and they didn't give a cause of death, whether he died in his sleep or he had a massive stroke or a heart attack. It didn't really say.
He got hit by lightning on the golf course.
Yeah, he's having the game of his life, and he held his club up, and he went.
But now we will
Damn
bring
you!
in honor of Peter Alice, the Peter Alice play of the game, which he will live on. Okay, here we go. I got to get
in
up
heaven now. So you got to do the reverb. He's up in heaven.
Oh, you're right.
He's up in heaven now. You have to reverb and say it's a special shout out to my number one fan, Bronk.
Oh, Bronk. You're my favorite fan. I was your favorite announcer. This is Peter Alice from heaven, where all good golfing commentators go. Remember, I still see all the games where I am perched on my cloud. And I'm now going to give you the play of the game. Oh, Mike Vrabel, oh. You came out trying to take the running game away from a team, and you believed the press that Baker Mayfield could not beat you by himself with a group of ragtag receivers. Oh, and you paid the ultimate price. The other commentary I would have, I am so pissed off that I was taken off the face of the earth, because one of the most lovely things is to see Augusta in bloom, the British Open, and being in heaven, I won't be seeing John Daly anytime soon. I'll be back again for future programs. Peter Allen. Yeah.
Give him 10-second clap for Peter Allen.
Also, Dave Landell, who played Squiggy, died.
What's the Squiggy moment of the game?
Squeaky moment.
Squiggy died?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Squiggy died. Yeah.
What did he die of?
complications from multiple sclerosis.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, he's had it for like 21 years. He's been affected by it.
poor Squiggy, but all squidgy.
His last acting credit was in Zoom, where he played a Wendy's drive-through guy.
You know, I saw
They go through the drive-through in the flying saucer. It was pretty.
Oh, did he fuck somebody at the drive-through?
I saw him in a remake of Requiem for a Heavyweight, and it just didn't work. I don't know what that was.
Hello.
What a day! What a day!
I know.
We're
That's a good question. Did we have any injuries? I didn't see any Browns carted off the field. No, I didn't see that.
Mac Wilson.
Mac Wilson, yeah.
Concussion.
Mac Wilson concussion.
Oh, a concussion for Mac.
Yeah, that's what they
He was
think.
playing a pretty good game too. He was flying to the ball, and he was putting the wraps on Henry early.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't see that. So there you go.
It was the whole front part of the team, really. I mean, just did a heck of a job, and obviously the DBs and the corners stepped up when they had to, or the safeties had just stepped up, because you just don't have that. Henry doesn't get those kind of get stopped like that without a whole.
Joseph is the one that hopped on the fumble.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you just flashed a comment about the refs. Finally, towards the end of the game, they called the holding when somebody was trying to rip Claiborne's head off. Like, like Myles Garrett and Claiborne and all these guys are getting held around the neck, the head, the whole. That was happening the entire fucking time Tannehill went back to throw the ball. They never called dick, but they call us for like 12 or 13 penalties. So, yes, you're right.
Oh, St. Peter was wearing inappropriate clothing when I was up at the pearly gates. Oh, it is bad form to wear green anywhere else but Augusta. He's going to make periodic comments. This is.
Well, he's seeing everything now.
I mean, he can join now other people who are up there with him. They're like, no, yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm right here with you. Right here with you. All the dead people are going to be talking like this. You're going to have people like
Sullivan.
Harry Carey. I just want to say hi. I haven't spoken to you in such a long time.
You know what? You better go check on Dick Vitale. I think he's the next one on the list.
Oh, don't
Could
say
be Dickie
that.
V.
He lives here, and
he's your buddy. He's got a bigger walk-in closet than you have.
Oh, baby, you don't hear no reverb on my voice, baby. Okay.
Hey,
you mean than Rox has?
I'm just seeing this. This is interesting.
Interesting.
Since the interception against Cincinnati, Baker has not thrown another interception, and he's 11 touchdowns to no picks, 5-1 since then.
Can we actually christen Case Keenum as the Maytag repairman? Can we finally do that?
Baker's going to stay healthy. I hope you're right. But it was great seeing Case jumping up and down on the sidelines when Jones caught the. If you watch him in the very corner,
he looked very good doing that. He looked
he
very
did.
good.
Actually,
he's
looked
continuing
it was impressive.
I like my QB one on the field. That would be the way to go. I'll tell you though. Did you see actually on that touchdown? Baker's like basically chasing him, high stepping down the field.
Yeah. I thought he was going to dot the I on the.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
he's a pretty thing.
Yeah, and thank you, Joe. It was a big win for us, and we just hope it keeps rolling, man. It's been a well, this is interesting. Was this a misprint?
They lost.
They lost. They managed to tank it. They basically grasped defeat from the jaws of victory. They had the Raiders had the ball at midfield and basically threw a bomb, and he was wide open. They scored or something like that.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Ruggs got the touchdown pass. Yay me!
Derek Carr threw the ball 50 yards in the air, and the guy was wide open.
Yeah.
And
After
Derek Carr
back
finished
behind
with 381 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick.
And it was a walk-off
32.74
touchdown. A walk-off touchdown.
And let's give a round of applause to the Vikings who overcome the rough Jaguars with 1 minute to go in overtime on a field goal. So way to go, Vikings.
Look, raw dogs, you know something? That's not a bad idea. People, New York Jets fans, should wear N95 bags over their heads when they go to the stadium. That's an idea. It's a COVID-approved, neon
with the eyes covered.
Yeah.
I don't think they're having fans in New York, are they?
Well, I would
No,
rather
I wanna
be a
be-
Jets fan than have to deal with what I've dealt with the past 4 days. But anyways,
I wanted to walk around like zombified meatpacking workers carrying fucking bone saws and big goddamn masks of the plastic shields over their heads.
Did you say bone saw? Ooh, okay. Bone saw is ready.
I want to say that nobody's going to, I bet my house on it, and nobody's going to win my house. Lamar Jackson is starting against the Dallas Cowboys. So thank you very much. We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, they only get to play on Tuesday, and then our game is going to be on a Monday night. So
Well, they'll probably push our game back further. He probably won't end up eating on the Monday night. That is my next prediction.
I'm not even sure that Brett Favre remembers that he was Brett Favre. I'm not really sure about anything. Look, it gives you at least.
fitting regular jeans, though.
We were prepared. We
need another impression. John Madden doing the Donovan Peoples-Jones play.
It's like, I'd like to draw this one up for you. There's nothing to draw. It's the only guy going out. I mean, it was really weird. I mean, one wide out, and it was
wide out. Let's see John Madden do it. Draw it up.
bites on the out. I couldn't believe it.
I was just laughing.
Can you imagine if that were a brown like Sendejo or something like that? We would be tearing it off, man.
Oh, he bit on that like Tony bites on a Cheeto. You know, he was all over that one.
I seen Donovan running, and I'm like, was there anybody even covering him? Sure enough, there Baker goes, touchdown.
I have been biting on shit. I haven't eaten since Tuesday, so
He may not be Webster Slaughter, but that was one hell of an impersonation.
Look,
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
We are in the conversation now. Okay? At 9-3, we're in the conversation. We go in to play, Baltimore or and Pittsburgh. We are in the conversation now. If we would have beat one of those two teams, it wouldn't be looked at like today would be looked at, where people would say, wow, this says a whole lot more about the Titans than it says about the Browns. Well, now people are not going to take this team so lightly. The Browns came out prepared and ready to play football, and that is the real thing. The real issue is the defense of the Steelers and the Ravens.
Yeah, it's a horrible defense.
They're going to put pressure on him for one thing. And the Browns running game has to be there against the Steelers and the Ravens because they are going to pressure him and sack him, and that's where you might see Case Keenum. You don't want that. Yeah, Brock.
Our best chance in the playoffs is to finish with the 5th seed and play the Titans again, and then end up maybe playing the fucking Steelers in the next round.
I don't want to play a team for the second time, That
the Titans and the Colts are both tied now for the division lead. So.
Sendejo's wife needs more from Sendejo. Again,
can we talk about that?
Yeah.
That catch Baker made on the sideline from Landry was
Yeah, that was
unbelievable.
great. That's an athletic play. Who says he's
Look
not
at,
athletic?
Yeah.
4
and
minutes of
Adam Gase-
stoppage time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Adam Gase is just like,
Oh, he's horrible. He should
please
never
gone
have
is
a
what he is.
he's the Chad Henne of football coaches.
job.
My
He's
goodness.
a bitch.
I mean, Mangini makes a better coach than Gase.
Well, anybody who doesn't take the Browns seriously now is really stupid, because the opportunity. Every one of these games is an opportunity, and it was an opportunity for the Titans to put their foot down and make a statement about who they are and that who the real 8-3 team is. And the fact is that the Browns look like and. In no way, shape, or form can you say that the Browns have better personnel out there on the field. They were out-coached. They were out-prepared. And that falls on Vrabel. And you might be able to get back at the end of the game and do this, and maybe this could have started the other way, and the Titans could have started out this way. But they didn't come out ready to play football. And that's what that's why.
Well, and that's the reason why I picked the score that I did. I thought it would be like 24-24, and then it'll be a Derrick Henry breakaway run at the end of the fucking game for them to win it.
So what was my score pick there, Brian?
You had the Browns
34
to 31.
No.
Not bad there, bro.
All right, Mark Lewis, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep track of everything. What was your question? They were saying that Tennessee is not fazed by the loss because they are still divisional leaders and have the 4th spot in the playoff bracket. You can say that, but in a home game, you come out and lay an egg like that and you leave yourself vulnerable. Teams are going to be looking at the film and they're going to say, something? Here's a team that didn't even have to use their strength in the running game to whoop on them.
Not to mention that the Colts won again today.
Yeah, I just don't think that. I don't think that's a valid opinion. I think there's so many games left in the season, you can't afford.
Every loss phases a team, whether you're 16-0 or 0-16. I mean, come on.
When you fall behind 38-7 in a game, it makes you question the defensive personnel you have on the field. I mean, it's going to open up opportunities for teams to say, well, they can be attacked this way. And it's not the first time they've given up 30-plus points in a game. So phasing them, it may not change where they're at now, but fortunes can change in a heartbeat, and confidence is something that they're going to have to regroup and rediscover. So, I think we all like to see Hollywood catching TD passes, but he's got to also catch the third down ball.
After no TD catches for the entire season, now Landry is back-to-back games with touchdown catches and finished the game with 8 catches.
I mean, we said that we dropped some passes, but the Titans dropped quite a few passes.
Especially towards the end of the game. Yeah, they just dropped the whole.
There's one that Brown clearly had his man beat. It was right in his hands, and he was trying to move it from his hands to his body.
I don't want to hear this shit about us dropping passes all the time when the Titans actually drop more. And Brown was definitely hurt in that second half. If our defensive backs and Sendejo can keep up with him, he was running on a fucking gimpy 1.5 legs or something. If our guys could keep up with him and knock the ball away.
Hey, by the way, if Baker keeps playing the way he is, there's 0 chance that OBJ's back next year. 0 chance.
You could
He's
right
spreading the ball around.
Yeah, I mean, again, the question falls. How much has the loss of OBJ hurt the Cleveland Browns?
It's probably helped us.
Well,
yeah.
What I implied when it happened, I never want to see a guy get hurt,
right.
But
unless it's Big Ben,
if you at least have the ability to spread the ball around, the problem is Tennessee's secondary is weak, and you're going to see what we can do against better, faster teams, because it really doesn't look like Tennessee's a very fast team. They allowed Baker to get a first down scrambling around the edge. They allowed Chubb to get around the edge. They don't look like a real fast team. and there was too much separation for the receivers. There was just, Baker was just kind of humming it in there, and they were a yard or two off the ball consistently. So maybe one person in the chat room here, it says that they're unfazed by this, but I was not impressed with the Titans, especially their secondary. And I think they're going to be. There's a reason why they were 9-7 and sneaked in. And this is what teams do: is that they don't play week to week up to whatever capabilities they have, or they can be exploited with a game plan. And I think you're going to see a lot of people passing the ball against the Titans because there wasn't tremendous pressure on Baker at all.
No.
So I think that you're going to be seeing more of that. And I don't want to say that OBJ is going to be gone. What I want to say is that there's an opportunity for people to stand up and make a name for themselves. Peoples-Jones better catch the second one. He didn't catch the first one. He should have had 2 touchdown catches on the day. But there's opportunities for guys to make names for themselves. Hooper was not much seen in this game. There was 1 holding call and 1 catches, and that's it for him. So it wasn't like we were using the tight end heavily. We were throwing to wideouts. And
well, if Hooper was holding on that play, then the Titans should have gotten 10 penalties for holding. I'm sorry about that. That's poor. Anyway.
There was, the other thing I noticed, and the Browns have been, this is something that they've been doing all year, is some good downfield blocking.
Correct.
I mean, Higgins had another big block downfield again. So did Landry. So, I mean, they've had linemen coming out. They've done a great job of that. And the other thing I just kind of want to bring up, before the weekend started or whatever, I was watching ESPN, and they're doing their little highlight package for the playoffs, and they actually showed the Browns as a part of it. As the wild card. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, what is?
Wow.
Are they still in the league? They got uniforms and everything. Is that what it is? So
again, I don't care about Tennessee. They're in the rearview mirror now. They had a chance to beat us. They lost. We'll see how they handle it in their weeks to come. Their next game's an easy one, but no, it's not. When are they playing the? When is their tough game? I think the easy one's next week.
They have Houston still. They have one of those other shitty teams that are out there. I don't know.
Their next game. Well, the next game is at Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Detroit, at Green Bay. So that's their toughest game, and then at Houston.
Hey, the Jags are tough, man. They took the Vikes all the way down.
Like Houston,
took the Browns down.
Doesn't matter.
They get a new bet, bitch.
They can put up points. Houston, their quarterback can put up points, and if they don't stop the forward pass, but I'm not going to worry about them. They're done now. They're vanquished and defeated. The Browns defeated them, and now they are who we thought they were on Friday, which is a team that is consistently inconsistent. That's who they are, and that's their identity. So that's that.
It's crazy. First time you have a guaranteed winning record. That's insane.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is the most overrated, unbeaten team ever. Absolutely.
Kansas City.
They are the worst, 11-0 team I've ever seen.
But there is no such thing as a bad 11-0 team. The thing with Pittsburgh, they go as far as Roethlisberger takes them, and he's getting rid of the ball in 2.2 average seconds per drop. They're not letting him get hit. So he's not taking nearly the chances down the field that he did. He's become a game managing quarterback in order to keep him healthy because, again, we keep saying one hit, but at 2.2 seconds before delivery of the ball, nobody's hitting them.
I thought the Ravens were going to do it, and they didn't.
I'm not convinced Buffalo becomes a great team in the playoffs. Kansas City is bad news, man. You don't want to get into
it.
They'll beat the shit out of you.
That's a juggernaut, and and this is right. I mean, Rodgers could light up the Titans secondary, so
he will. He will. He just absolutely will. I mean, take them in the fantasy for that week if it suits you.
And this is something that you can't afford. You need consistent effort every week. And I know nobody can be 100% consistent, but I would agree. The Steelers do enough to get by. But the real question is, can somebody crack their defense so that they fall far enough behind that Roethlisberger has to drop deep and live off protection?
Question for you guys is, how hurt is Dupree? Because I saw the game, but I don't know whether
gone. He's gone for the year.
What happened to him?
That was an ACL. And when a guy goes down literally without being touched like that, it is always the worst case scenario.
Well, that's a shame that happened to the Steelers, isn't it? So
when I saw Brown go down, you're going to find
prayers.
Brown, you're going to find out has a high ankle sprain, because I looked at that video and where he was grabbing himself, which was up in the shin area, that would denote something that is a high ankle. And he's going to be way worse off after the game when the adrenaline.
Oh, that's going to fucking hurt when they take that tape off.
And that sucker is going to blow up when they take that tape off. So they're not. That's another thing that they're going to be concerned about. They're going to be without him, and for the year probably. That's how bad a high ankle sprain is. What are we getting here? That Carr is done for the year?
Oh no, not my mother. The car.
What? Whoa.
Jerry Van Dyke? Oh my gosh.
What happened?
I don't know. I haven't seen that. We'll have to take it. Hey, I was just with that victory. If they get one more victory, Kevin Stefanski will have had more career Cleveland Browns victories than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got to go back to Romeo Crennel.
We get the point, Hammer.
Yeah. head coaches. Crennel won a grand total of 24 in his 4 years.
Wow,
head coach.
That's a lot.
So Mancini won 10 and 2. Shermer won 9 and 2.
Carr is not down for the year.
Bud Dupree, Raw Dogs. Bud Dupree, not Derek Carr.
Yeah. I'm not. But you would be correct if we would bring in Austin Carr. It's like,
that'd be fucking awesome.
It's my knee.
ML Carr.
It's my knee again. It's my knee. Fred, leave me alone. Leave me alone, Austin. Gosh, I'm just.
What about ML Carr? Can we get him?
Enough death jokes for the day.
Yeah, make sure Austin's okay too. We don't want anything happening to him.
So there you have it in a nutshell. The Cleveland Browns win a big game. Baker Mayfield,
9-3, baby. 9-3.
For the first time in 26 years.
And was dangerous today. And,
And that's for the Browns.
I wish we would have closed out stronger. But, we are in a great position to make the playoffs. And right now, it's week after week after week. Who do we have next?
Ravens.
Ravens
Monday night.
Technically on Monday night, but it might end up being Tuesday night or Wednesday night or Thursday afternoon. We shall see. But I reckon we're going to get fucked over on the scheduling on this one.
Howard Cosell live from up in heaven.
Friday afternoon football here in the NFL. And
I don't have to worry about OJ and the knife. Yeah.
Put that knife down, OJ.
Hey, Peter, how you doing? Good to see you up here.
And Andy Dunn still can't carry the damn
Party's over. Andy Dunn Meredith with me.
Grant Gifford as well.
The gift.
And Pat Summerall. They're all there.
Pat Summerall.
And you know what? You know why they're all there? Because
what's so great about heaven? You can drink
everybody's
as much as you
dead.
want. You never get drunk.
God almighty. Did the 94 Browns go 10-4? All I remember is Vinny Testaverde became colorblind this one season. I don't know.
They were 11-5.
11-5 and played the wasn't it? That was the Bills game, or no, the New England game in Cleveland. That was a great game. Oh my god!
actually beat Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah, I was there in the end zone. Thank you very much. It was crazy. Clay Matthews closed the door on that one.
So, everybody, we can go to bed happy tonight. The Cleveland Browns, rocking horse winners, 9-3 with a fun 41-35 victory over the Titans. We'll be back again tomorrow on Moohead Radio at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
He finally caught up.
Everybody who's dead now. Right. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Back again tomorrow on Moohead Radio at 6 o'clock Eastern. Until then, hasta la vista, Pasture Heads. Go Browns! Woo!